Hey guys, Cookie here with a big Helldivers 2 update. We finally got some news for you worth telling, as there is a big new balancing update and a new Warbond trailer, with said Warbond coming in just a couple of days. There's also a bunch of big changes that have been added to the game that are not included in the patch notes, and we will of course go over that too. So I will be taking you through all the details of everything and get you the information you need to know, so let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right in. First off, let's talk about those quote-unquote secret changes that were not included in the patch notes. First off, the Automatons have a new upgraded factory, a buff factory. This factory can spawn bigger units than the regular factories can, because they can spawn things like tanks and stuff like that. There's still some testing to be done, but I would expect that they probably are harder to blow up, just like the upgraded Bile Titan holes that were added to Terminid bug holes recently. So watch out for that. Also, now all three factions can be fought in the urban environments that were introduced with the arrival of the Illuminate. The Automatons are now available in urban environments as well. This is really exciting. I've been waiting for bot battles in the streets ever since urban environments were added, so I'm really looking forward to this. Also, so far I've only seen this online on like Reddit and stuff, but apparently there are new factory striders with stratagem jammers on top of them. I don't know if this is just a glitch or if this is a new unit, but it's probably a new unit, which is terrifying. So yeah, good luck out there, Helldivers. Okay, now let's get into all that stuff that actually was included in the brand new patch notes. As always, keep on the lookout for our testing video, as Swanee will go through every change in the patch notes and tell you the impact these changes really made on the game, including the secret changes. That video will be coming soon, so please watch out for it. Alright, so this patch is 01.002.200, and there's a bunch of random weapons that had a bunch of changes, so let's jump into these, starting with primary weapons. The SMG-32 Reprimand had its spread decreased from 50 to 40, then the Slugger got its spread decreased from 20 all the way down to 6, and its damage increased from 250 to 280. The Liberator Concussive got its fire rate increased from 320 to 400. The R63 Diligence got its magazine capacity increased from 20 to 25. The MP98 Knight got its damage increased from 65 to 70, as did the STA-11 SMG. The SMG-37 Defender got its damage increased from 75 to 80. A couple changes to the SMG-72 Pummeler. The damage was increased from 65 to 70, and it now requires less shots to apply stun on applicable targets. The stun value was increased from 1 to 1.25 per bullet. The AR-23 Liberator got its damage increased from 70 to 80, as did the STA-52 Assault Rifle. The BR-14 Adjudicator got its damage increased from 90 to 95, and the AR-61 Tenderizer got its damage increased from 95 to 105. A couple big changes to the R-36 Eruptor as well. The projectile armor penetration has been increased from medium to heavy, and the projectile lifetime has been increased from 0.7 seconds to 1 second. Moving on to the stratagems, we got 6 changes here. The Eagle 110mm rocket pods has had its uses increased from 2 to 3, as have both of the exosuits. The Patriot and the Emancipator exosuit have had its uses increased from 2 to 3 too. The TX-41 Sterilizer had its ergonomics increased from 5 all the way up to 20. The Stalwart had its damage increased from 70 up to 80. And the MG-206 Heavy Machine Gun has improved armor penetration across a wider range of angles before transitioning to glancing shots. Alright, so this next part is kind of interesting. I'm going to read you guys the whole thing because I'll see what you guys make of this. So, there has been some changes to the enemies. Here's what it says in the patch notes. A recent software autopsy has revealed an update to the Automaton Situational Awareness Protocol. They are now less distracted by each other, increasing their reaction speed in large groups. We've increased the number of AI calculations the game can perform. This primarily impacts scenarios with a high number of spawned enemies, improving their response times in those situations. However, this comes with a slight trade-off in game performance. So take that as you will. There's a lot to take in from what exactly that's going to mean. I guess we'll find out as we play the game. According to recent intel, the enemies of Freedom are attempting to counter the Helldivers' anti-air capabilities. Newly produced automaton dropships show clear signs of hull reinforcement, allowing the main body to absorb significantly more damage. Now, in the specifics, Illuminate warp ships have also been observed deploying their shields mid-flight. So now automaton dropships' main body health has been increased from 2500 2500 to 3500, and the Illuminate dropships now utilize the same shield as the ones that have landed. So basically both the dropships are going to be much harder to bring down with anti-air capabilities. So probably won't see as many dropships falling from the sky as often. So whether that's a good thing or not, that's up to you. Then some changes to the Barrager tank turret. They resolved an issue introduced recently where the armor value was incorrectly set to 0. Now it has the correct armor value at 5. And additionally, the turret now features weak spots at the front and back, each with 750 health points and an armor value of 3. A couple gameplay changes here. They've added a new separate settings for inverting the gyro input instead of using the invert look settings. And this one is pretty big, and we actually have an example of it here, where the stratagem loadout menu has undergone an updated categorization of the different stratagem groupings. So basically, to make that sound simpler, the stratagems are a little more organized and easy to find the one you want when you're picking out your stratagems. Okay, so now we get into the fixes. There's a host of different fixes, as there usually is. I'm not going to read through every single one of these for you guys, but I am going to put it on screen so that you guys can look at it at your leisure as often as you want. Pause the video if you want to make sure you see every part of this. What's also interesting is, at least on the patch notes that I'm looking at, there are no known issues, which is unusual and strange. I'm assuming that's just because they forgot to put it on there and not that there are no known issues that they haven't fixed. That would be great, but we'll see. But at the moment, there is no known issues on this actual patch notes to show you guys. Alright, so now let's talk about the new Warbond trailer. The name of the Warbond is Borderline Justice and has a Wild West cowboy theme, which does look pretty cool, and it's a neat aesthetic that feels fresh and different to me, so I dig it. It will be released in a couple of days on Thursday, March 20th, so let's talk about what's included in it. First off is the newest primary weapon, the R6 Deadeye lever action hunting rifle. In the trailer, you can see the Helldiver using it as a bit of a sniper rifle, which is still a part of Helldiver's primary weapons that is a bit underutilized, and I love being a sniper in most video games, so I'd be excited to have a good option for that. Hopefully this kind of scratches that itch. Then there is the newest sidearm, the LAS-58 Talon Revolver. The description says that a lawman is nothing without his trusty sidearm, and instead of individual shots, the LAS-58 Talon Revolver secondary is energy-based, meaning a slow and steady hand can keep on shooting without overheating, but if you need to bring the kind of heat that can't be measured by degrees, the Talon can do it. So it will be interesting to see how this energy-based pistol differentiates itself from some of the others that are kind of similar to it. I'll be interested to see how that works out in this. The newest explosive fits the Wild West theme as well, since it's a stick of dynamite. In the description, it says that another classic cowboy loadout item is the TED-63 Dynamite that comes with a variable timer and leaves an explosion that's sure to straighten the curves, flatten the hills, and take down any roaming patrols among the willows. So we'll see how that kind of works. I guess it's going to be like a timed grenade. I don't see why that would be more useful than a regular grenade, but I'm willing to see what they did with it. There's a new jetpack stratagem that has been added as well. It's described this way. Do you ever get a hankering to rise up above the herd and get a bird's eye on the action? Could be that the Lift 860 hover pack is just what you're looking for. When the joint starts jumping, you can rise and hover for a little while and still aim or use ADS. So basically, this just keeps you up in the air in a elevated position so you can shoot enemies, which is kind of cool, and is a different kind of a jetpack. And I'm okay with this. It could be actually a really good add to the game. As always, we have new armors and capes too. It says that Helldivers are made out of muscle and blood, and that's why we have to keep you armored up. The GS-17 Frontier Marshal is a regulation standard medium Helldiver set, but it still manages to conjure up the look of hard living on the galactic frontier, hunting bile titans for sport. But if you want to look less like a running gun and more like the Sheriff of Vernon Wells, I might suggest the GS-66 Lawmaker Heavy Armor, complete with cowboy holster and bandolier. Both sets of armor look great with either the Reaper of Bounty's cape or the Way of the Bandolier cape. No matter which look you choose, you'll be mighty good with the Gunslinger Armor passive, which gives your secondary increased reload speed, increased draw/holster speed, and reduced recoil. So with the new armors comes the new Gunslinger Armor passive, so if you're really into a specific secondary, this would definitely be the armor to choose. They finished the blog by saying this: With Borderline Justice, you'll also unlock a new player title, Super Sheriff, to let everyone know you're their Huckleberry. The galactic border colonies can rest a little easier on your watch. We're also providing player cards that match each cape, and you'll also get a brand new booster, Sample Extricator. When you put down a big enemy, there's a small chance it'll drop a sample to toss in your saddlebags. Cowboy hats might be outlawed by the Helldiver Uniform Code, but you can still say your howdies and farewells with the tip hat emote. If all that doesn't light your fires, then I don't know what will. Put the hammer down, divers, and give them hell when Borderline Justice arrives on March 20th. So also a couple things that got added in there are the new emotes as well as the new utility that's been added. Sample Extricator, which, to be honest, as someone who has been maxed out on samples for like 6 months, that's totally useless until they find a new way to use samples. But if you're new to the game, that's actually a really, really good utility for you to kind of catch up as far as samples are concerned. But for us vets, I don't really see what the point of that utility is. There's also a little added bonus at the end of the trailer showing off the new items from the Superstore, the G511 Democracy's Deputy Armor, Veil of the Valorous Vagabond Cape, as well as the Veil of the Valorous Vagabond Banner, and a new emote called Draw. These will all be available in the Superstore on Thursday along with the Warbond for some super credits. I like that they're actually showing us what's been added to the Superstore as part of the trailer, because usually I forget that new stuff is getting added in there with each new Warbond. So it's kind of cool to see, and plus this armor actually looks really, really cool. Alright, so that does it for today's news video. Lots of stuff dropped today, lots of things to be excited for, Helldivers. Got a new Warbond coming in a couple days, bunches of new changes, some new content that came with those changes. Lots of cool stuff. I hope you guys really enjoyed. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button for us. It helps us out so much in the algorithm in YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to us if you haven't already, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss videos just like this one. And we will see you guys in the next video. Like I said before, be prepared for Swanee's testing video where he's going to go through all of this stuff in detail so you can know just how well it works. That video will be coming soon, and we will see you guys then.